hopefully it's going to be incredibly positive. The estimates by the Legislative Analyst's Office provide over the next 2 years that the state hopes to collect in excess of $2 billion.
Our state is looking at a $16 billion deficit. Is this a drop in the bucket, or will this actually make a dent in that?
Well, it all helps. California got into its fiscal difficulties because a lot of bad decisions which were both big and small. So $2 billion is not a small chunk of change, but we still have a long way to go to repair the state's fiscal health.
Part of the deal with this IPO is it seems to be very much structured with taxes in mind. Not only was Mark Zuckerberg selling his shares, or I should say exercising his options, and selling a bunch of shares so that he could pay off his tax bill for option exercise. There's also the lockup in the stock was accelerated, allowing people, insiders, to get out of their stock during this calendar year. Is there concern on your part that rising tax rates out of Sacramento is causing people to want to get their money out of the state as quickly as possible?
It is a concern. One of the things we have to do, and the sooner we do it, the better, is to fix California's tax structure. We have an antiquated tax system that was created last century. Our sales tax was created in the 1930s. Our income tax authority was created in 1929. California today is heavily dominated by the service industries, and so we really need to update our tax code, and also to make sure it's globally competitive. We have huge tax credits that are available for R&D companies, but also that pushes the obligations to some of the smaller medium-sized businesses that don't engage in R&D. We're going to have to come up with a much fairer system to all businesses so that California can once again grow its economy.
All right, but wait a minute. But the issue right here is about capital gains and long-term capital gains. Do you want to see that rate go up or down?
What I'd like to do is see a fundamental tax structure that's balanced. So one of the things we have to decide is where are we going to place the onus. California has higher income taxes rate. We do have a higher nominal corporate tax rate. For a lot of the larger, especially multinational corporations, they have a lower effective rate because of the huge tax credits we provide. So we're going to have to go through all three legs of the stools of the tax structure of California, so it's more in balance, so that we can get the revenues we want and we create the economic activity that is essential for California's fiscal health.
But I'm seeing a disconnect here, because on one hand you're agreeing that the rush to get this IPO out the door is people trying to avoid a higher tax rate, and yet you're saying we still need to raise that capital gains tax rate on those high net worth individuals.
Well, I didn't say that we have to raise the capital gains. I said we need a fair tax structure. One of the things we have to do is we have to look at all the tax credits that we are providing, whether it's income taxes and corporate taxes, and see if it makes sense to continue to provide those tax credits. And if we lose some of those tax credits, it gives us the ability to reduce the top rates so that we have a rate that's not as puts us in a less competitive position.
Yeah, I think the competitive position is an interesting one. I occasionally run into entrepreneurs who've moved to Nevada or moved to Washington State to avoid that state income tax whatsoever when they cash out those stock option positions. Is that something of particular concern to you? Is it because more important to the state with deals like Facebook? As if there's ever been a deal like Facebook.
It continues to be a growing concern. One of the 80-plus boards that I serve on is the Board of Equalization, which is California's quasi-tax appellate authority. We've had quite a number of cases of individuals who spend part of their time in California, spend part of their time in Nevada or elsewhere to try to reduce their income tax obligations.